You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Queen Gaming, and something out Twitter the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Maggie Sylvia's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Excuse me. I walk into tea friends during a lunch break at work. They're much easier to take now that Sylvia can be counted on to be there. There's also a new employee being trained at this very moment. There's no reason to feel guilty about taking the full hour off. Not that I should have felt guilt in the past, but it's nice to know that even the old me wouldn't feel bad about it. There you are! It's a bit uncanny seeing Julie behind the counter in an apron. It's as if my brain unknowingly swapped which friend is supposed to appear in which location. Regardless, it's good to see her again. Hi, Julie! The uniform suits you splendidly, I must say. It's just an apron. Exactly! Gavin emerges from the back room and catches my eye. Oh, nice to see ya! Thanks for visiting us again. Julie crinkles her nose at him. Again? What do you mean, again? Oh, she visited last week and said she would come again and browse some more. She did? Yeah. That's what your friend Margaret did last week. I chuckle. Sorry for not swinging by earlier, and sorry for not wearing that top you like so much. I just thought I should get more mileage out of the rest of my new wardrobe. It looks like Gavin's heart has stopped in his chest. I'm sorry. Oh, Gavin, don't be such a worrywart. I was the one being flirty. Hope you'll find it in your heart to forgive me for teasing you. Gavin's more flustered than I've ever seen him. Sure. I mean, if that was all for fun, that is. Not that either of us were lying. Julie has had enough of being left in the dark. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, I just visited the other day, and Gavin didn't recognize me after my makeover. I had a little fun pretending to be someone else for my visit. You seriously didn't recognize her? She looked really different. And she had this whole other voice she was using. She doesn't look that different. I was able to recognize her even when she was wearing all that furry makeup. There's new depths of confoundment Galvin's capable of. What? Yeah, she was at the furry con dressed like a weasel or something with her fuzzy tits out. Really? I was impressed you recognized me so easily. I'll admit. Then again, we have been friends for much longer. But I'm here for those cheesecake pics you promised me. If you haven't sold out, of course. She looks like she'd rather claim she has, but she hands me a manila envelope. Lovely! This'll be a nice keepsake for the convention. I didn't have enough free time to buy any of those cute little stickers all those artists were selling. Now that Julie has paid her ransom, she feels entitled to grill me. So what the hell's going on, anyway? How'd you start acting like this in less than 2 weeks? Oh, I thought you might have guessed from the booth Sylvia and I were running. Wait, Sylvia's involved in this now? Yeah, they were both running a booth at the con, like a hypnotherapy thing. Well, there you go. And Julie's face blanches. You were hypnotized? A few times. By Sylvia? She's the one who knows how to do it. This flavor's growing on me. Wait, did she change your personality? Only in the ways I asked her to. Gavin and Julia look at each other in alarm. Are you okay? Julie and I already went over this with you last time. I'm fantastic. Wait, are you still, you? And more. Listen, I know you might find it disconcerting. Hypnotism doesn't have the most benign connotation. But it's helped me be who I wanted to be. At least a version of myself I'd like to be. Maybe I could have asked Sylvia to adjust the dials a little differently. But this is what I asked for. Think of it like adding an expansion onto a house. You've still got everything you love about your place, only now there's more room to do more things. So, we still have our friend. It's a level of sincerity and vulnerability that's unusual for her. Make sure to reward it. Of course you do. Really, do you think I'd dump this information on just anyone? I can only trust my best friends with this kind of thing. That's why I came here. I wanted to let you know you still have a friend who appreciates you and wants to keep being friends. Just wait, you'll find I'm still myself in all the ways you like. I'm just a little more fun is all. I dropped some of my bravado and attempt to show some of the same vulnerability Julie has. Look, this is really new for me too. I'm pretty confident I'm who I want to be, but it never hurts to have a second opinion. So, I'd like you two to make sure I'm still someone worthy of being your friend. Will you give it a shot with me? And Gavin and Julie share a cautious glance. Well, I guess we can try. Though if you start acting too weird, I'm gonna throw you in a van and find someone to deprogram you. A sign of any true friendship. How about you, Gavin? I'm straining his ability to keep up, but he's trying his best. I mean, I guess I could. I still can't believe you can actually do this kind of stuff with hypnotism. Oh, that's not even the weirdest part. You haven't heard about how that tea you gave me turns people into animals. I really should be nicer to him. It does what now? Julie, did you really think that was all just makeup the other day? Well, it did look pretty impressive. It's because it was real mink fur. Ethically sourced, too. Grew it all myself. We still have some bags of that tea left over. I figured I'd let you know since it came from your store after all. Oh, yes. I guess I could take a look at it. For research purposes. I'll have to bring it by sometime. Or just have you two over for a nice house party. I do owe Julie some nachos. Now, let's see how much more catching up we can do before I'm needed back at Barlow's, Day 49. Into the Mink's Den. The Den of Mink. A Mink of Den. I don't know. It's late. Oh god, they look gorgeous. We walk in the front door of my apartment carrying the smallest items that were in the moving truck. I know we're paying for the movers to handle everything, but my conscience won't let me walk up to my apartment without bringing something up. Still, I wanted to come up quickly to make sure I don't need to clear away any last few things for them. Sylvia stands in the doorway with a twinge of unease in her eyes. Welcome to your new home, dear. Thanks! She peers around, gauging how much she can see of her new living quarters from her vantage point. And we're sure we'll have enough room here. Maybe my old place is a little big, but if we got another place closer to... Sylvie, she swallows her words. We're trying to get you independent from your folks, remember? We're not having them pay for your new graduate course and a downtown penthouse. It's smaller than you used to, but we got all those mini wardrobes to keep your clothes. Maybe we can get a place in town once we start making more, but we're gonna have to live within our means until then. You'll hardly notice the commute, and once we get you used to riding the train, of course. She looks sufficiently chastised. Yeah, you're right. I'm just not used to sharing a living space with someone. I'll do my best to make it even then. There's some things I can store to make room for more of your things. I've been letting clutter stick around anyway. My filter de Barro is just taking up space, honestly. Your what? I gestured towards its place on the shelf. That barrel-looking thing over there, it's a filter for tap water. Sylvia looks alarmed. Is the water out here safe to drink? Sylvia, I live in Brixton, not Siberia. We're 40 minutes outside the city. I just keep it around for when my parents visit since it's what they're used to. Oh, yeah, that was silly, sorry. Do they visit often? Only a few times a year. I'm much more likely to visit their place. She works up far too much courage for her next question. Do you think they'd want to meet me the next time you see them? Of course, I've already told them we're dating. They'd love to see you. Okay, that's good to hear. I don't know how much they care about you dating girls. Oh, they got over that when I was in college. Now they're just impressed I'm able to bring home such pretty ladies. And they've moved on to giving me a hard time about not being as put together as the girls I date. And Margaret, your date spent all this effort to get dressed and made up nice, and you come in the same old sweater. Sylvia sighs in relief. Well, you're way better equipped for that now. Good thing, since you're going to be the prettiest girl I brought home yet. She blushes. I mean, I don't know about that. Sylvia, do I need to hypnotize you? Do I need you to hypnotize me again so you know I'm telling the truth? I wouldn't turn it down. Then let's help these movers out so they'll be out of her hair sooner. I'll show you where to put those away. She eagerly follows me to the bedroom for what's surely not the last time today. Day 132, Jesus, what a leap. Maggie makes her move. Oh boy. Oh wow. I walk upstairs to the business banking department of the downtown branch. It's 20 seconds past the time my appointment starts, which means they'll likely be looking up from their desk to see if I've made it. The open door is just where I left it a week ago when I was scoping out the branch. Hello, I'm here for Mr. Plinsky. He's standing at his desk like I expected him to be. Ah, yes, Mr. Campos. You're here for the business loan, correct? Yes, of course. Thank you so much for remembering my name. No need to thank me. It's just nice to know you're taking the appointment seriously. He doesn't expect the response. Hopefully it's not the only time I surprise him. So, I already sent over the details for my requirements, but I brought along my LLC information along with my EIN, phone, email, and web address. There's also my account details of the business checking account I opened at your fine institution several months ago. I pull a paper out from the briefcase I'd brought with me. It's actually Sylvie's, but she admitted she purchased it mostly for looks and didn't have any of her own effects to remove. Excuse me. Certainly. I do have to pull those up if we need them. And just for your personal reference, after all, I want you to know I'm serious too. Of course. I was a little surprised that you requested an in-person application. Most people these days just do the online process, especially someone your age. No, I just find it a little impersonal is all. I'm much more interested in letting you know just how passionate I am about this venture. If I can't convince some disinterested party face-to-face that the project is worthwhile, how can I possibly expect to convince the public? I suppose that's true. And this is for a cafe you're hoping to open. Not just a cafe, a destination for both bibliophiles and tea connoisseurs alike. A retail and dining experience unlike anything in New Greenshire and far too uncommon in this country. All backed by decades worth of expertise between my partners and I across the fields of literature, retail, and Camellia Sinensis. I take out a bound volume from my briefcase. I've already constructed a business plan with my prospectus that includes a budget for everything from retail space to fixtures to cutlery. There's also a market evaluation of the local and regional appetite for such a business and a dozen examples of similar establishments in equivalent markets. I think you'll find the reading cafe concept to be an untapped market in our community. Also, there are a few fabric swatches for the upholstery if you really want to be thorough. He swallows and takes the folio with both hands. Oh, well, it certainly looks thorough. And I'm sure you'll make a considered judgment when you have the time, but I'd rather make the pitch directly. If you're willing to hear it, that is. Certainly. Thank you. We all know the best way to enjoy some tea and a good book is paired together, but what happens when you try to procure either? No books at a tea shop and no tea at a bookshop. Oh, sure, the latter might offer you some barely lukewarm water and a bag of expired store-brand black tea, but that's hardly an attraction. A real refuge, a true haven to indulge, is what customers want. Not a chain coffee shop with uncomfortable stools who will shoo you away if you're enjoying your novel a touch too long. They want large quantities of comfortable seating, allowing them to indulge in reading, and perhaps buy another pot or two of the dandelion tea during their stay. Patrons will keep coming back to read our library quality collection of books, free to read, of course, but by using our provided bookmarks to keep their place, they'll be called back to finish the tale. And purchase more tea as well as their own copy, of course. All this operating in an employee-owned structure that will retain workers who develop expertise as well as relationships with their customers. Customers will appreciate a business that doesn't just churn them through minimum wage employees who are desperate for a better opportunity. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna actually pause it right there. It's late. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my evening. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye!